Welcome to Hardstyle America. I am your host, Vegas Big Rob, and my co-host, as always,
DJ Magic, what it do?
what a dude indeed. Very excited. We actually have big stuff coming up in the next 30 to 60 days. Our schedules are getting full. We're having more and more interest from artists. You know, right now we have Distortion Code in the back, kind of getting ready to go to talk to you guys. We have Misfits coming up in the future. Lauren Valentine. I am in communications with Jason Payne, so that's in the works. Uh,
Whoa, what?
Yeah, Jason Payne. I've been reaching out to him. He's very excited, dope stuff, and hopefully he'll get
Dr. Rude.
Dr. Rude's in the work. Yes, Jace Live. We got Too Hard up in the Bay Area. We have Keeping Austin Hard from Texas also getting into the work. So we have some really really good stuff coming up in the later shows, and we're very excited to actually be the hub now where we're communicating and reaching out to other promoters and artists nationwide, and they're trusting us to come on to our show and really kind of showcase who they are, showcase their market, talk about their market, their struggles, their goods, their bads, and their uglies. But for the most part, the growth of the hard dance community in the United States, well, in America, of course. So very excited, very very motivated now. I've been really eager to get this show on the road, especially with Distortion Code, because we got a new look in our podcast. If you notice, it's blue now. There's different graphics. We're really branding ourselves. We're really excited. All our
This
social
is my new threads. You know what I'm saying? I had to match it up today.
yes. So we have all our social medias down on the screen now. So now you'll know exactly where to find us. When we say follow us on social media, all you got to do is look down real quick, and it's right there. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We will always be engaging with you guys as much as we can. I want to give a shout out to somebody though, because I did talk to her. She's actually one of our guests over at Annihilation Las Vegas. If you remember, there were a couple of gals there that were really just kind of taking pictures of everybody. They were just really bringing in that positive vibes.
I remember that, yes.
Yes, straight up great vibes from these gals. I mean, amazing. They just kind of brought everything out to it. They were just kind of going from person to person, engaging, talking, getting into, really get into the mood. So that was greatly appreciated by them. Her name is Katie or Caitlin, and her husband own a tattoo shop. It's called Work of Art Tattoo, and it's on Tropicana Avenue. If I can get the address here, if I can get my glasses like an old man here.
Yeah, DM me that, because legit, whenever I go to Vegas for EDC, I'm thinking about getting some new ink. So
Yeah.
I will go over there. I'll schedule an appointment for sure.
Yeah. It's over here. It's 2375 East Tropicana, suite number 3. And I got to tell you that mention Hardstyle Maniacs. She did say that. So if you mention Hardstyle Maniacs, they will take care of you.
I'll mention I'm a co-host on the show.
He's already going to be pulling rank.
Hey, no. I'm just saying, if she said drop names, I could drop names. You know what I mean?
She's like, oh yeah, I'm
I'll be like,
Hardstyle.
can you do this for me? You know what I mean? Just put that right here. Just be like.
Yeah, and I was actually chatting with her because I want to get my son's name, so I'm serious about that. So I'm gonna get one myself too. Maybe, but I'm actually gonna get sleeved up. So I'm starting to work on my designs, and I'm gonna start sleeving up. So very exciting stuff. Be sure to visit them. Get your next tattoo when you come into Vegas. Be sure to reach out to. They also do piercings. So if you just want to get a piercing as well, be sure to reach out to them.
I've done the piercings, but I will definitely hit them up for new ink. Like, honestly, I was talking to my sister about it. I got like 2 or 3 things up, that I've been kind of maybe pick a number or draw a straw, figure out which one I want to do next. But like, I know what I want to get. I've just really been trying to figure out where to go, because who do you trust? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the last time I got ink, it was during Freedom Fest. A few years back is when the last time and it was there in Las Vegas too. So I've made up my mind this time whenever I go to EDC 2024. By the way, news road to EDC. We're gonna do our unboxing video, I think on Wednesday, right? Show everybody what we got coming in.
So we started experimenting with Twitch. So we got a new Twitch account and we went live. So that was a testing the waters, just to kind of see the systematic stuff, the technical stuff. We did encounter a couple of little delays during that time of the broadcast, but it seemed to have been just a Wi-Fi issue from my understanding. So we were able to be live successfully, and we will be doing the recordings. Well, we will be doing live on Twitch a couple times a month, maybe once, twice, maybe. I'm not committing to it. Don't hold me to it. We're still working out details. But
sure.
we're going to save the broadcast on YouTube. So that way you can catch, twice as much as Hardstyle America in 1 week.
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
Yeah, you'll be able to talk to us, ask us questions on the spot, tell us about your artists, again, what you like, what you dislike about the market, certain promoters not really living up to their standards. Or
who's knocking it out of the park.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Hard Park was today, so shouts out to Ashley Thrasher for hosting her park today, April 28th. So if you were out there, big shouts out to you guys, and thank you for supporting out in Long Beach. So big shouts out to Ashley Thrasher and Hard Park. Keep it up, girl. Keep it up. We will support you too. So
I heard Lucky Rabbit might have made an appearance out there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw her post. So I did see her share. Don't have any new media yet that has been or hit my plate just yet, but we don't know just yet. So if anybody's out there, Hard Park, reach out to us or send us your clips. We'd love to showcase them here because that's what we do. Right?
Yeah. Speaking of what we do, if you want to go to Dimension G and you use code DJ Magic, you get 15% off of your purchases.
Oh, look at that. Pretty sly. Got the card, the discount, and you'll leave with some badass gear. So shouts out to
Hell yeah.
All right, so Distortion Code. Now, we had the honor of seeing him play at Destroy LA. I was there personally as well as Magic. And I got to tell you, he tore up those decks. He had everybody roll. When I got there, the crowd was already there. They were just getting crazy. The bar obviously kind of got in the way of things, but he had everybody there rolling. So it was very great to hear him out there, to see his vibe. If you weren't there, you missed it. And you know what? We will be fortunate to see him play again soon. So be sure to get your tickets next time he makes any announcement that he's going to be playing, because we want to show him some love and make sure you do as well. Whew. I feel like I spoke already too much. I feel like
man, bro, that was a perfect intro though. Like I don't think that it could have been said much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an honor to see him. I thought that the energy was just escalating from the time that we got there until the end of the night. And Distortion Code, he just set the tone, really. You know what I'm saying? I really think that was a great way to be able to get the night going. And I actually don't mind that room, the little oval room or whatever, where the bar's in the middle as an island. I think that kind of forces people to mingle and kind of talk to each other, because there's like all different angles to get a drink. You know what I mean? And you're not really kind of funneled into one line. But I could see how it's more difficult for the bartenders to have to pay attention to all different directions when people are ordering drinks. But I like that. I like that venue. Catch One's pretty sick.
It's a great venue. I actually think a little bit different on that bar thing. Because I thought maybe the bartender could have selected a different terminal. He could have been closer towards the middle where we could have more access. I believe that when I went to buy drinks, don't get me wrong, you went to buy drinks, I went to buy drinks, and it was a little bit difficult to get to the bartender. And, a big guy like me can't squeeze in through all those people. It's kind of like squeezing. You need a little oil there to get just shove right in. And, in today's times, you don't want to be like just pumping people. You just never know. Be disrespectful. Sure. But, it was a little bit, a mission to get to him. And then when I got as close as I possibly could, it's kind of like, he's like, well, why don't you come over here? I'm like, yeah, do you not see me?
It took me this long to get here, right? Yeah,
I'm out of breath just walking into here halfway down the bar. Come on, meet me halfway, buddy. I'm trying to buy something, So that's kind of my take on it. I wish they would have just thought about it a little bit more thorough. I mean, he was just kind of chilling there on the bench watching the show. And believe me, with every right, he had to watch it because, Distortion Code was on set. He was on point. He was tearing shit up. And I would be sitting down watching if I was him too. So,
Hey, man, but someone's got to serve the drinks. He's serving the music. Someone's got to serve the drinks. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Yeah. So big shouts out to Catch One. Hopefully we'll be able to work with him in the future and do some shows out there, So if you're listening out there, big shouts out to you guys. It's a great venue. We loved it. I especially love the little alien in the back, by the way. But we'll get back to that because first I want to get a little nuclear with this song here. I'm looking at the time here.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna put some distortion code. We're gonna get nuclear up in this biatch. Ooh, here he comes.
With the nuclear war. This high-fong Russian roulette, playing with nuclear war, and you see, I'm horrified by it because I have given the date, the month, and the year where nuclear war will take place.
Today, every inhabitant of this planet must contemplate the day when this planet may no longer be habitable. Every man, woman, and child lives under a nuclear sword of Damocles, hanging by the slenderest of threads.
Nuclear war, this high-fong Russian roulette, playing with nuclear war, and you see, I'm horrified by it because I have given the date, the month, and the year where nuclear war will take place.
I'll take what's mine! Mine! I'll take what's mine! Disgrace mine! I'll take what's mine! Try to convict me! I'll take what's mine!
Today, every inhabitant of this planet must contemplate the day when this planet may no longer be habitable. Every man, woman, and child lives under a nuclear sword of Damocles, hanging by the slenderest of threads.
Nuclear war, this high-fong Russian roulette, playing with nuclear war, and you see, I'm horrified by it because I have given the date, the month, and the year where nuclear war will take place.
I'll take what's mine! Mine! I'll take what's mine! Disgrace mine! I'll take what's mine! Try to convict me!
With nuclear war.
Try to convict me! I'll take what's mine! 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 Try to convict me!
Now I'm gonna take what's mine. That shit was insane. That was insane.
Bro.
Welcome, Distortion Code. Thank you for joining us today. We know you can
Thank
do
you for
something better with your Sundays, and we appreciate you taking the time to come in, man. And we do.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys are able to work with my schedule too.
Awesome. Before we get started, why don't we tell our fans or anyone who's watching where they can find you on social media. Let's just get that out of the way because we want to make sure you get that out right away, and then we'll do it in the back end as well.
It's literally just Distortion Code. I think for my Instagram, I believe it's like Distortion and the underscore and then code. For Twitter, I believe it's the same as well. I don't use Facebook, but just Instagram and Twitter or X. It's called X now, right? But
Yeah.
and then, like SoundCloud as well. Distortion Code Music. Spotify, Distortion Code. But yeah,
Nice.
I
Well,
think I just called you on Apple Music too, right? You're on Apple Music.
yeah, on
I
Apple
hope I
Music as
just.
well. Yeah.
So I think I just bought your track. Hold on a second.
I hope you
Just
bought
make sure I
it.
got the right one. Just want to
Oh,
make sure I
yeah.
got the right one.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
Well, let's get started. You're from Los Angeles. Is that your hometown? You were born there?
Yeah, born here, been here my whole life so far. Yeah, Los
Nice,
Angeles, California.
nice, nice. And how long you been in the game here doing music or DJing?
Well, I had my first show in towards the end of 2021. I believe it was like November 2021 when I had my first show, and I put out my first track ever. And it was 2020. It got signed to Harsh Army, so it was like a sub label for Harsh Records during that time. I don't think they're still active, but that was when Junkie Kid was running things, I believe, with Starks. Yeah, that was literally my first release, and then gravitated towards like a different sound. At first, I started really like euphoric, trying to just get like a kind of like a basic understanding of how to make hardstyle, because during that time I was just like I did not know how to make raw style kicks, so it took a lot of experimenting to kind of get to where my sound is now. But yeah, I started off so different, trying to learn like just different producer styles. I think I also started with learning how to make like Jersey Club, and then before that, just like messing around with house, like just trying to do a little bit of everything and then incorporate it in any tracks. But yeah,
Did you
that's
have
literally how I
Did you have any professional training, or was it just all just
Yeah,
experimentation
I
at your house? Or
well, at first I was just watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials, and then I actually ended up going to a producer school that's called Matrix Sessions in downtown LA. I found out about it because of another DJ. I remember I was reaching out to a lot of DJs. Obviously, none of them were gonna fucking reply because I was nobody, right? Just like a fan. But there was this one person. His name was Stouty, and yeah, so I caught his show at Belasco. He was playing alongside, I think it was Gravedigger and Junkie Kid. And so yeah, so I went to go see him, and I reached out to him. I was like, like, yo, that set was sick. Like I kind of want to get into music. I want to learn how to make music. You know, um, can you help me out, or like, what do I really need to get started? And yeah, I remember he told me the next show he was playing at, and he was like, "Come to the next show, and we'll meet and we'll talk." And like, that blew my mind. I was like, "What the hell?" He actually replied. So then I went to go see him play again. He gave me his personal number, and then we just kept talking. And then he told me about the school that he had gone to, and then he was like, "I'm gonna take you, and then if you decide whether you wanna actually be serious about this or not." And yeah, that's literally how it started. And I was there just for, I think it was like a little bit over a year at that school. Basically just took like literally the basics, and then from there I just would watch like tutorials, because nobody there made hardstyle. It was just like understanding
Mhm.
of how to, yeah, I was literally the only one trying to learn how to make hardstyle. But it was mostly like a basics course on how to use a DAW, and we started off with Ableton, so that's what I use now. But
Sure.
yeah, it was literally just got like most of like basics on how to use it, and then from there we just watch tutorials on YouTube on trying to make like hardstyle kicks or melodies or screeches. But yeah, most of the time just went into watching videos.
It's kind of what I do actually. Everything except the class. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
I'm using Logic, so
Oh, okay.
it's night and day from Ableton. And I actually bought Ableton 12, I would say a few months ago, and I started learning it. And going back to thing, I think when it comes to DAWs, I think there is no right one. There's only the right one for you, and that's what I would tell people. And I'm learning
Yeah.
the hard way. So Ableton, I would love to learn it more about it, but I think my heart's already locked in with Logic, so
Yeah.
I can understand that. So that's amazing. That's great points because that's something that most people don't start off with YouTube, and yeah, you can learn on the back end, but I think it's great to understand the fundamentals of your DAW.
Oh
Because,
yeah, for sure.
and
I
that's
remember hopping into it, and it just looked like rocket science to me. I was like, all like how everything looked, and I was like, well, how exactly do I make sounds in this? So I felt like I really needed like one-on-one to be able to fully grasp it, because otherwise I was probably not even gonna learn how to use it. To be
yeah,
honest.
it's difficult to express your sounds in your head. You have a vision, you're curating the sound in your head, and expressing it into a DAW is a different story. And if you don't know how to make that transition, then your tracks are not gonna get your own unique sound, which the way you have it in your head. So yeah,
Sure,
that's
for
a valid point. I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
and
No.
shout
Yeah.
out to
Go ahead.
shout out to the DJ that pointed you. What was his name again? That pointed you towards the class because,
Oh,
like you say, not everybody takes that chance. But you know what? They could find the next distortion code. That's why we should.
yeah. His name is Stouty. Shout out to him, because I feel like I owe like all of this, to him, because nobody else was probably gonna help me out, but he took that chance. So I'm always
For
thankful for
sure.
him, and hit him up and tell him about the shows and all this, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're doing it." So it's dope.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Who would you want to produce with? Like, if you could collaborate with anybody in the industry right now or in the past, who would be the one person you'd want to collaborate with?
Damn. I don't know. Like, I think right now, realistically speaking, the people that I would want to collab with would probably be Australian producer Mayhem. He's like
Okay,
insane. His sound is just so crazy. I really look up to him and how he makes his music. Also, me and Obstruct have been talking for a while, so yeah, we're gonna start something. Just most likely gonna lean towards up tempo or something. So we'll see what happens with that. And I really want to collab with Jay Slay as well. I know, like, fucking love his sound. I feel like the track that I made called Crazy Shit, it was like super inspired by his like how he makes his house, like his speed house. So I kind of try to do something similar, but I would really want to collab with those people. But like dream collabs, like Warface, Dual Damage for sure. Um,
nice,
but I feel like I started all of this because of Warface. Warface was the main reason I wanted to even make music. But yeah, those are the people that I'd want to collab
nice.
with for sure. At the top of my head, there's so many people, so many talented artists, but those are the ones that I
I
can think
always
of off the top of my head. Right?
And it starts
I
with the.
always like that question.
Go ahead.
I always like that question because it puts out those positive vibes into the universe, and you never know. Maybe one of those artists, one of those producers might see this in the future, might listen to your sound and reach out to you. So, I don't know, man. Don't keep your dreams going, bro.
Yeah, and for those of you,
Yeah, there's so many people to collab with, but hopefully in the future, we'll see what
For
happens.
sure.
and back to my point, it starts with the dream, and then you end up on stage. And we got a couple of little short clips you sent us from Destroy LA, and I wanted to share them because those that are watching who are looking to get into music production, this is kind of the dream. This is the path you go through, and here's the clips of what you may be looking forward to get. And Distortion Code is already living that phase in his life and only going upward and forward from here. But I want to show these clips because it's a great positive motivator, I think, to show people exactly, you could dream big stages, you could dream festivals, but the reality is that you engage more with your fans on a smaller, intimate, 300-400, crowd. And this is exactly why we love going to smaller shows, because you get this kind of vibe from the artists, very small, intimate settings. So not like romantic wise either. So don't get crazy. But here, let's get to the clip and let's get it rolling.
Axiom, the tasty truth.
Whew, that rave synth, is that the T99 synth?
What was that?
Was that the rave synth, that T99 synth from Anastasia?
For Devastation? That
Yeah.
was the when I teased Devastation. That was the version with Mutilator and who was it? A version Mutilator and Adjust. When I teased that other track, that was such a dope show for sure. Shout out to Dimension G for getting me on that show. That show was so sick.
Yeah, we were
Huge
back
shout out.
when all this was going on. This insanity and this vibe of energy was exploding. You know, I could feel it way back there, man. I was just drinking my water and I'm like, yo. And then I'm hearing these 90s house synths and you know, stabs. I'm like, oh damn. This is my style right here. This is like one of my favorite tracks right here, period. You know,
Yeah, that went off for sure. It was such a dope vibe. Like the people were going crazy. It was so sick. I loved it for sure. I didn't think it was gonna be like that much of a turnout, honestly, but it like blew my mind seeing how much people actually went. It was dope.
Dude, there's such a strong hardstyle presence in the LA area, and like honestly, whenever there's a show, people show up. You know what I mean? And you know there might be some question as to how big, but you know I think like with that crowd, it was good because there were three stages and people were able to kind of go and taste a little bit of everything that night. You know what I mean? And there were times like you could see from that video, just the room was packed. Everybody was just popping. All the energy was just going. You know, that's really what I live for. Honestly, it's those moments where you got the fast tempo, the loud bass, just everybody in the moment, in the room. You know, like honestly, like that's what makes everything worth it for me. Is those moments. So I appreciate you, man, being the maestro up there on the decks, as it were. It was a great night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was for sure. Like I think at some point even some I had seen some DJs that were like the dubstep DJs that were playing that night come to the back where they were just like chilling backstage watching me play, and I thought that was so crazy. I was like, what? Like like I didn't think they would really like Hardstyle or anything like that, but it was pretty dope. Like seeing like the other DJs just kind of line up behind me and stuff. It was crazy for sure. But I'm so happy that a lot of people pulled up. And from my understanding, I was having kind of like a little bit of trouble with the sound. I know that the sound guy kept turning down the volume a little bit, like, but people, still went crazy. It was dope as fuck. So I'm happy that people ended up playing. For
yeah. I
sure.
have
Yeah,
love relationship with sound guys.
yeah, we've had this conversation on the show before, man. Just let the artist be artists, bro. It's like trying to tell Picasso you can't paint with red. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can do what you want, but just you can't hit that. Just like get the fuck out of here. Let me do my thing for sure. You know?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no bad blood
Anyways.
or anything. I was just, I wasn't mad or anything. I was like, but it was like I was just getting like bombarded by the crowd. They'll be like, "Yo, like turn it up. We could barely hear anything." Like for like the first 5 minutes, so I had people coming to the side, and I was like, "Well, there's not much I could do on my end, you know."
For
Yeah.
sure.
And I did get a look at the sound. They only had the two subs and the two highs and the monitors, which was, I don't think that was sufficient for that room. I think they should have doubled up, maybe 4 subs and 4 highs, and then your 2 monitors. Because I don't know.
You want to melt your face off, don't you? You
Yeah.
just want to
Well,
walk out there
yeah.
with no face at all, bro.
I come from a generation where we used to stick our head inside the subwoofers. Remember those basic?
Yeah.
Okay, see,
Huh?
I
What?
feel that.
Okay.
And
No,
that's
I got you, bro. I got you. I think that maybe the speakers could have been pointed out a little bit and whatnot, but I understand that you also need your monitors and everything. But no, dude, I thought it was great. And throughout the night, it was just steady energy. You know what I mean? And so, what do you think so far has been your most, what do you say, your favorite event that you've been able to do? I mean, obviously there was such a great energy here, but what has been, like, throughout your career, your favorite event that you've done so far?
Man, I feel like every event is like super important. I know that sounds like cliche, but I try to put like literally 100% for every show, even if whether it's gonna be like a small show or a big show. But I feel like definitely when the one that really sticks out is when I got asked to play for Warfest under Army of Hardcore, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to throw you on the main stage before Killshot." That was like a dream come true. Because even when went to my first Warfest, it was to see a Killshot, and I was able to talk to him. And during that time, I was like barely learning how to make music. And then fast forward like a couple years later, and then I was like, bro, I'm gonna hand the stage over to him after like like barely learning how to make music. That it was like a full circle moment, and I reached out to him and I told him that, and he was like, "Oh, that was you." I was like, "Dude, this is insane!" Like, look, like, I know you don't remember, but like I was that person that you were talking to, and now I'm handing the stage over to you, and it was a crazy moment for sure. Like, that show was insane. The stage was massive, everything was packed. It was dope as fuck for sure. But I feel like that show was definitely one where I was like, I really have to, bring it over 100%, like 110%. If I'm about to like play before like Killshot and Bloodlust, I'm like, they're about to destroy the stage, so I kind of had to stand out as well. So,
For
but I feel
sure.
like that show is definitely one of the most important ones to me, at least for sure.
yeah, those core memories are amazing. And one day someone's gonna hand the stage over to you, and that's the full circle. And so that's gonna be the amazing next phase of your life. And we hope you reach that soon. And we will do our part to help you as much as we can because
Thank
we,
you
we
guys.
love seeing everyone grow, no matter how big or small you are. There's always room for growth, and there's always one thing we like to say, pay it forward. You know, someone's gonna hopefully reach out to you and say, "Hey, you know what? Come play here. Open a door for you. Give you a hand. Take that,
Oh yeah.
with you and pay it forward." And even when we get to the final stages in our career, when we're main headliners, and then the next generation comes in, bless you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries. The next generation comes in and takes the stage. Then you're gonna come back and be like, you know what? They're gonna call you back to the stage, and hey, someone's gonna open that door again. So it's kind of full circle, and that's kind of what we love to see, and that's why we do things here at Hardstyle Maniacs. Is it's not really just about us; it's about you, the artists, you, the attendees, you, the fans, and anyone in the market, the promoters, the street teams, the venues, the bartenders, everybody who's associated with this. This is about you guys all working together and making the hard dance grow. We're no
Oh
longer
yeah,
at a plateau,
for
and this
sure.
is why it's amazing to talk to artists such as yourself in such a growth spurt coming in soon, and you're only going to keep growing, and we love that. So
Yeah,
kudos
I'm
to you.
always thankful for like, all the opportunities for sure. Like, and all the whole team. Like, I'm like thankful to all the people making these events happen. Or else, like, how would we showcase our music? And it's like the best feeling being able to be up there and literally see people dance to something that you created is like the best feeling ever. So I'm always thankful to people that throw these events, like get their reach out to the artists. It's a like I feel like all of us just have love for the music. We just want to make things happen. But for sure, I feel like it's so dope that at least right here in LA, I feel like it's even growing more, the hardstyle scene. It's kind of been, like bigger, I guess, opposed to other places, but um yeah, I feel like it's just getting so much momentum right now. I feel like it's just going up and up. So it's dope to see that right now.
Yeah, I agree. And it's only a matter of time before I start traveling to Texas. You'll be going out to different markets, and that's going to be solidifying more of your presence nationwide, and we hope to be a part of that journey with you. We're starting to build a network of promoters as well, and hopefully we can start introducing you to them. Hey, we got Distortion Code over here in LA.
That'd
He
be sick.
Texas, Chicago, New York, Arizona, So this is what we do Hardstyle America for, so that we could open doors for you and anybody else looking to get into the artist side of things, and to also help promoters grow within their markets and expand their reach to other different markets. Because we all travel. Let's face it. When we travel somewhere, like you get that. I want to go out somewhere, but my heart is set on hard dance. How do I find these people?
Yeah.
And you're not a local, unless you're local, you're not going to find them. So we want to eliminate that process. I'm going to go to Chicago. Hey, I know these guys are in Chicago. Let me see what they got going on out there. And, maybe you could get on the decks. Let me open up for you guys. I'm just traveling out here, but I would love to, perform for your card. You never know, things like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, it would be amazing to play somewhere else, like showing your music to like across the globe. That's like the dream, right? So hopefully one day.
Hopefully not. It's gonna happen, man. Just get that mindset. It's gonna happen. Now,
Just gotta keep working.
yeah, that's it. Keep grinding. Don't stop. I tell Magic all the time. We're gonna see Magic. We're gonna see music soon, right, Magic?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. By my birthday, as a matter of fact, I'm making it a goal, making it a personal goal. I'm taking the classes myself now so that I can get proficient. Like I know the basic stuff, I took some classes whenever I was younger, but from whenever I first started to where we're at now, there's just so many new tools that you have that we didn't have at my disposal. So, and I've been doing so much on the DJing side and on the producing side. I mean, the promoting side. Yes, by my birthday, by the time I go on EDC the cruise, I want to be able to showcase some of my original music. That is my goal, and I have two or
So
three
cool.
tracks in mind that I'm going to drop. So yes, and yeah, dude, if you ever want to work on a track, maybe I'll throw you some ideas, throw me some ideas. I don't know. Tell me what you think, and I don't know.
Alright.
I
That'd
think
be
that
so
that's the
cool.
thing for me. Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, cause I think for me, it's just putting myself out there and having people that are interested, like you know what I mean, reach back out and finding all it takes is that one person, to point you in the right direction. They got all the energy, all the passion in the world, but unless you know which direction to go in, and it doesn't, it's not always the most productive. So I appreciate you, Big Rob, in keeping me and holding me accountable for that. And actually, honestly, just being in a phase of my life now that I can focus on music. So much of life has been struggle and preparing to get to this point. My son's finally at an age where I can trust him to be on his own a few more hours of the day, and so that gives me more time to be able to focus on music and whatnot. So yeah, no, this show and really going and seeing you DJ has been a huge inspiration for me. Everybody that night, Mark Hoare, I've been able to have the honor of seeing him several times. Same thing for Misfits. Actually, I've seen Misfits in that room. I'm pretty sure when she opened for Thera. I want to say. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, and it's just now I'm going with more of a technical mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not trying to be critical of anybody's work, but I'm trying to say, oh, okay, that's how they do this. That's how I can maybe apply those same sort of transitions or whatnot in my own music. But the one thing that I not to go on too much of a tangent and take the attention off of you, but the one thing that I'm trying to do is do the B-side tracks. Like everybody has done, One Step Closer. Everybody's done, Broken Home. But how many people
Yeah.
have done Paper Cut or Tightrope? You know what I mean? And those are killer tracks. So, anyways, that's kind of the direction I'm going.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I like to do that myself too. Seeing it's crazy seeing how different DJs they actually like DJ so differently. I remember when me and Misfits went to the studio, and then we tried to do this little back to back, and realizing how different each other, how different we DJ. It's dope though because you get to learn a little bit of everything. Like I got to kind of see how she does things, and you're like, oh damn, it's cool how she applies these techniques, and then it's kind of you just try to grasp a little bit of what everybody's doing and try to
For
learn
sure.
new things. So it's pretty cool always seeing how people do things, you know. Even from also from like producer aspect, just seeing somebody else work on music, you're kind of like, you know, I wouldn't have thought of that, but you just try to get a little bit of everything from everybody, so that's pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, future plans. Is there anything in the works, music wise, that you're cooking up there? Any new releases coming out soon?
I've literally just been shooting music over to labels, but you know, usually with labels, it just takes so long for them to get back at you, especially if they have a busy schedule. So right now, other than making originals, I was focusing more on just doing like remixes or edits just to put out or to play at shows. But as of right now, for originals, I think I'm just gonna focus more on starting collabs with people that had asked me in the past to do collabs with, or people that you know, that I want to personally reach out to and collab with. So because I haven't put out a collab so far, and a lot of people have been asking me, and I just want to actually, you know, get something started at this point. 'Cause I feel like I've been lagging on them, so you know. But yeah, that's literally it so far. Just trying to make like new music for the shows, so you know, hopefully get something done for this one too.
Yeah, those edits
For
are,
sure.
especially when you just take something for show performance wide purpose only. You know, you take
Yeah,
that little trending track and you just make it your own. I mean, sad we can't release it because it'll be a banger, you know.
I
But
know.
you know, they can't take it from us on the stage. That's what they can't do.
Yeah. No, yeah, and
Have
hopefully I get to release something soon with these other labels, but sometimes the schedule just they're just packed for like the longest amount of time. So also it takes a while for them to listen to demos sometimes. So hopefully, you know, I hear something back soon. But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, try Raven Records, Talon. He's got something going out there. You know, he's looking. You know, the record labels are always going to keep their eye out for talent. You know, and you're right. Some of them are backlogged, but you just never know. Eventually, you throw it. Something's gonna stick, and the other one's gonna be like, "Damn, I had that in my inbox for 6 months. Why didn't I respond sooner?" Right? That's when you fire your secretary and be like, "Yeah, you should have told me about this one."
No, yeah, for sure. So let's see what happens with that.
just a quick question. Are you gonna get out to EDC by chance? Are you gonna be able to make it? Am I gonna be able to see you out there in Wasteland?
No, I'm not gonna go to this one, unfortunately.
All right.
I feel like I had other stuff planned, so yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make this one. But also, I'm trying to. I've never done a festival or any event in Europe, so I also kind of want to go and try that, you know. But don't get
For
me wrong, I
sure.
always get like sad when I see all the EDC posts and I see that all my friends are going, and I'm like, damn, you know, like I'm not gonna go, but hopefully you guys have fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did want to go, but you know, just not this year. Maybe next year. We'll see.
Maybe next year. That'd be cool.
Or hopefully one day I'll be playing there, you know. One
That
thing
part.
only.
You know what? There's something to be said about that. I saw there was an artist that said that they would refuse to go to a festival until they could play it, and that was like goals for them. You know what I mean? And it was like
Yeah.
I can kind of understand that mindset. You know, it keeps you motivated. So respect. I
Oh
get it.
yeah,
I get it.
man, yeah, that's cool. That's determination right there for sure.
It's a double
Yeah.
edged, if you ask me, because I'll miss all those years of that festival just trying to get there.
Well, I guess that's true. I don't know, man. Forward vision, man. It's like nah, I'm gonna be there one of these days. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I get
because if
it. I
I'm
get
there
both
in the
sides.
crowd and if I'm just jamming and vibing out in that crowd, I'm like, no, this is even more motivation. Why am I standing here? I should be up there. I'm gonna be there. So it's a little more for me. I see it as more energy, more motivation, and that's kind of where I want to tap into this topic right here about motivation. But I want to play one more track, real quick, because we can never get enough of your music, and we want to make sure that we play as much as we can because we want everybody to hear your stuff, man. We got to get you out there. So here's one more. Hey, here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Bring it. That was dope.
Hell yeah.
That was dope. I'm
That
telling you,
was sick.
my son walked in and he took off my headphone and he's already like, he's going. He's 7. He loves hardstyle. He wants me to remix Piggy stuff from Roblox, by the way.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that
Let's
remix
do
is
it.
a lot of fun to make for sure. Yeah.
But inspiration. Now, I find inspiration going to festivals and listening to other artists spin your creativity. And when I'm sitting there and I'm vibing, I'm like, yo, this is kind of like I was with Magic at Destroy LA. Dude, I could remix Speed Racer. Remember?
Yeah.
As a
And he
matter-
did. It was like, how long was that? A month ago only? Shoot.
Yeah, and I have it right now being mastered, but inspiration is that's where I find it. Where do you find your inspiration for your next track, or even when you're diddling on your notepad, like I got to get to this because this is something I want to do. How do you find the inspiration, and what do you do with it after you grab it?
I feel like inspiration literally hits me at the most random times. Like I'll be at work and I'll just get like an idea or something, and I'll have to like get on the notes on my iPhone and try to write it down real quick. Or if I feel like like this would be cool or whatever. But I think a lot of times it's from seeing other artists as well. Like when you go to shows and stuff, and you're like, damn, like I really want to be up there. So you kind of just start thinking of like, what can I do to get up there, And I feel like that's kind of what works for me is just trying to imagine what else can I do to really get better or like put something out. Um, but I feel like it's also from hearing music a lot. I know a lot of artists say that they don't like hardstyle DJs say that they don't really listen to hardstyle in their downtime, but I feel like I listen to like almost hardstyle almost all the time for the most part. So I kind of try to be like like what do they really do in their tracks, kind of like A and B, like just to for references and to kind of see how you could get better. Like I think what Dual Damage is doing is insane. Like they just like blew up out of nowhere with their sound, and I feel like a lot of times I kind of just get inspired by other DJs that just they just blow up from nothing because their music is just that great. But I feel like it's also highs and lows because inspiration could really hit, and then there's times where you just try to make something or get into your DAW, and then you just can't think of anything. It's just like writer's block or something. There'd be times where I just try to make something and it's just not gonna happen that day. And you try to force it, but when that happens, I just try to come back to it like a few hours later or maybe a day later, or try to just unwind and try to get new ideas or something. But yeah, I feel like you kind of gotta get into like this habit of trying to make music not only when you're inspired, because there'll be times where I would go into making music not feeling inspired at all, and then I'd have a full track, by like the end of the week. So you kind of have to get into the habit of just making music not only when you feel inspired, but it's just make it a habit to try to make some type of music and finish your tracks. Don't leave like unfinished projects as well. And that was very difficult for me in the beginning because I'll start something just when I'm inspired and I would not be able to finish it later. So I kind of try to get into this habit where I would try to just power through it. If I start something, I'm gonna try to finish it. And yeah, I feel like that's literally the kind of the mindset that you have to get into.
Yeah, I relate to that because I'll come in, I'll start a track, and I'll be like, yeah, and as I'm curating a sound for that track, I'm like, no, you know what? That doesn't go with this vibe. It'll go with a different track, and then I'll get into that track, and I'm like, oh yeah, but no, but this sound goes with this track. So I got like multiple projects going on, and it's so frustrating because you can't finish one. And I do have a habit as well. I have tracks that I'll sit there. Okay, it sounds great to me right now, and then okay, I'm gonna let it die, my vibe die for a few weeks, and listen to it again, and then okay, good, yes, I was on the right track. Now let's kind of pick it up. So I kind of do that back and forth. What do you do? Like like what is your
For
stuff? Like, similar?
Oh yeah, I feel like I'll make something, and in the moment I think like, yeah, it sounds amazing, and then if I come back to the next day and it sounds like shit to me, I'll just scrap the project. But I feel like once I get something started, I just I have this mindset where I just kind of have to finish it. I have to see it through. So at times I would like straight out of work or something, I'll just come home and then like get into the dot, and then just try to power through it, or make any like if I have any new ideas, I'll try to make these like changes. I'll do like different drafts of the same project.
Yeah,
So like let's say if I really want, or if I really like this one drop, but I wanted to see if I could do something better, then I'll make like a separate file and then do a different drop for that. So I have like a lot of versions of the same track, and then I'll show like family members, or sometimes send out like a little clip to the homies or something. See like, hey, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys? Because like to me, sometimes I feel like it sounds cool, but what if it doesn't really? Like I feel like I'm so critical sometimes when it comes to my work. Like I'll feel like it's really good sometimes, but there'll be times where like I feel like it's not that great. So I feel like I really need like other people's perspective as well. I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing. I guess I don't know.
it can work
Yeah.
Well,
both
I
ways.
think I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so big on collaborating, because I know that we've talked to other artists and producers on our show before, and they aren't big on collaboration, because they have a very unique sound and they like to curate that sound. But for me, I get writer's block a lot, and I find that if I can get it to the best point that I can, and maybe I can throw it over to you or someone else, and then you guys say, oh, you know what, I like the direction you were going in. Maybe we can go over here, and then now I have something that, oh yeah, I can build off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so anyways, I'm not the most extroverted individual, but I do think that that's one of the reasons why I like to ask that question again, is to kind of put that out there in the universe, is so that, hey, maybe these people will want to collaborate with you too, or other artists. You know what I mean? And collaboration's not what some people are into. That's cool too. Respect. Like, everybody has their own process, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And as we get to the end of the show, I do want this is a question that Magic always asks, and I think do you know which question I'm talking about?
Am I missing one? I thought I hit most of them. Which one am I missing?
See, so I thought of something you probably forgot to check your notes.
I forgot.
Keeping you on your toes. Now, when it comes to upcoming artists, what is your advice to them? What is it that you would say to them in their current stage to kind of, see where you're at and help them getting growth, or, basically advice to the next coming artists?
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty upcoming myself still. So, but I feel like the best advice I could give is just not to give up. I feel like, especially at the moment, the industry is so saturated. There's so many upcoming DJs, and I feel like you really have to stand out. Talk to people, make connections. Especially with music. I think that if you have good music, then you're bound to get booked. But I feel like you have to kind of do things that will make you stand out. Like there's a lot of great DJs out there, but I feel like there's a lot more DJs than there is producers nowadays. And I feel like if you really want to stand out, you kind of just have to bring the great music to the table, and just keep pushing, don't give up. And it's tough, but a lot of times that you want to give up, but um, literally just talk to people, especially go out to shows, talk to the promoters, talk to the artists, try to make those kinds of connections, because those connections are turn into friendships, and then uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I could really say about that right now. But yeah, I feel like you just got to keep pushing for sure. It's not easy. Yeah, you have so much um, competition, but I feel like you also have a lot of people that are willing to help. Uh, there's a lot of people that are willing to give a hand. Um, like when I started, I like barely my first shows ever. I was so intimidated. I felt like nobody was gonna really help out, but um, people are so nice. Like I remember when I went up on the stage the first time that I was ever gonna play, and I didn't really know how to use CDJs. They were the brand new. It was 3000s, I believe, and I didn't. There was this freaking button that was turned on that was not allowing me to load up any of my tracks. And I remember Misfits went up there, and huge shout out to Misfits, by the way. And she was like, "Oh, look, this is what's messing up. This is why you can't load your tracks." And I was like, ever since then, we just like, I felt like she was one of the real ones willing to help out, lend out a hand. But I feel like you just really gotta make those like friendships. Always try to help somebody else out. Don't just think it's all competition, because I feel like that mindset is also not really gonna help you out in the future. Just try to, like, we're all trying to get to the same place. So
For
yeah.
sure.
And there's plenty of seats out there for everyone. So you're right. There's no competition, man. Take your fellow DJ and artists with you, help you grow. You both grow, and you'll reach even greater heights. Well said. Um, Again, give us a shout out again to your social medias and how people could find you, follow you, and stay in touch with you.
Yeah, just at Instagram, Twitter, just at Distortion Code. Hit me in DMs, reach out. But my music's on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music. I think it's on Amazon Music too. I think it's like everywhere. Even some of them are on YouTube. So that's where you guys can find me and my music.
Nice, nice. You want to add anything else, Magic, before we go into what I'm going to be calling my favorite track? That's why I saved it for the end because,
No, man, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show and for working with us with your schedule and everything else like that. And I wanted to just throw it out there. I didn't forget that. I just feel that he had given some great advice earlier, but I do think that it was great advice that we ended with as well. So thank you for holding me accountable for not asking that question. I do appreciate that as well, especially as an up and coming producer and DJ. I really do appreciate your advice and you taking the time out with us today. So I look forward to seeing you perform at our next show that hopefully we will have confirmed in the next week. I know I've said that the last 2 weeks. God bless. This week, we're manifesting it, right? Isn't that what these people are saying these days? So let's go.
We're going to hold you accountable to that, all right? You already gave us a date, so.
All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us, Distortion Code. We really do appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you reach even greater heights. I'm telling you, you're going somewhere, and we love it. And anything we can do, Magic and myself and Hardstyle America, we will be more than happy to help you. Upcoming releases, press releases, we got you. Whatever we can do, if it's within our reach, we got you.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I feel like that's what all the artists need, somebody to literally lend a helping hand, especially when they're up and coming. For sure. So
getting off yeah. All right, so here comes my favorite track, Old School Rave. You know that was coming.
Let's
right?
go.
You know that was coming. All right. Here we go, man. This is my favorite Distortion Code, so I'm going to actually get this one too. All right, man. See you soon. Thank you for joining us on Hardstyle America. I am Biggest Big Rob, and my co-host, as always,
DJ Magic. What it do?
Thank you, Distortion Code. We appreciate you. We appreciate
you so much. Peace out.